Greetings, it is December 6th, Friday, 2013. I am with two different lino cuts, which were done about 10 years apart. They're similar if they're both architectural, and they're both the same size, and they're both black and white, at least most of the time. This is the one on the left here is the Music Hall Theater, which was a beautiful Paramount movie palace built in 1928 or 29. After years of efforts to save it, it was torn down in 92 to make way for a businessman's hotel, which is on the site now. It was a gorgeous building. I was only inside it once in the fall of 91 during the day they had the auction there, and of the buildings, all sorts of things. And I bought some. I bought a large urn, which I have, which I spent all day there, hypoglycemia and all. And it turned out to be in the last room that the auctioneers went into, in the basement, and it reminded me of the these kind of large concrete urns that were on the top front of the building. It was a Paramount movie palace. The urns were later donated to the city, or maybe they were sold. There was an article in the Seattle Times some years later. The owner of the firm that tore down the theater, his business is in West Seattle, and they're now on not far from where the building had been, which was on Olive and 7th, downtown Seattle, facing the old Pacific Northwest Bell building, which then later became Quest and US West. It's now CenturyLink phone company. And a couple of blocks up on Pike, on the east side of the freeway, there's a dog park for people to walk their dogs, where they can run free, like in a fenced-in area. And several of these giant urns are there. So I did this sitting on a low brick wall on the north side of Pacific Northwest Bell, now CenturyLink, which faced the front of the music hall. And I spent an afternoon or morning drawing directly on linoleum with India ink, and getting in some of the kind of beautiful, fanciful. It was Spanish Baroque architecture in the theater exterior, and so I got, you can see like a eagle-like form here, and some of the various urns and whatever, and pillars and so on. And as a lino cut, it worked really well. It's been a popular one. In terms of how lino cuts and wood cuts are done, in terms of black and white, use of space, line, and whole sections of color. Color can be black and white in terms of describing that type of imagery. 10 years later, I was in London following a teaching trip during the height of the Second Intifada and his Israeli military response into Jenin. That's a whole nother story. That was April 2002, and after I got back to London from a week and a half or so in Israel, I spent a week in London. And I was staying in a tiny hotel in this district by the Victoria train station. 19th century hotels up these steep flight of stairs and so on, and kind of kitty corner to the train station's front, there's this beautiful old theater called the Victoria Palace Theater, naturally. And I sat on the sidewalk at least one full day, maybe longer, also drawing directly on linoleum with ink. I remember a construction worker stopped by to see what I was doing, and he asked me, "Is this how you make your living?" I said, "Well, almost. This is what I do." But I told him I also had to work a job as a library clerk, like most artists have to work at something or other till they're either elderly or deceased. Anyway, so we have the Victoria Palace Theater with the front facade, the words and so on. There was this kind of gabled section there, and this exquisite kind of, I don't even know what it's called architecturally, but there you have it. Both 12 inches foot square lino blocks. This one here, looks like I hand colored the sky area, giving it a kind of a unique look in hand coloring, getting some light from my overhead lights. There you have it, Victoria Palace Theatre, London, done in 2002, and Seattle Musical Theatre, which was also for a while called the Emerald Palace Theatre.